Welcome to this episode of the GymInformer podcast. I'm Chris Gilbert, your host for this episode. And today we have Sean Smith, the owner of the Chaos Lab, a cool powerlifting gym down in Richmond, Virginia that I got a chance to go to and work out at. And I'm really excited to talk to Sean about the gym. But before we get started, let's take a pause and I'll show you the photos I took while I was at the gym. All right, Sean, you've owned the Chaos Lab for how long?
We are going on our second year later on this year.
Okay, yeah, I remember following you guys, the evolution of the gym on Instagram and stuff like that, and I was pretty excited to get down there. Can you kind of give us a little bit of a background or how you went from where you were to becoming the owner of the Chaos Lab, how you started the gym?
Starting the gym, background is in American Family Fitness. It's a corporate style gym similar to One Life, ACAC, and Gold's. I ran their personal training department and helped run their fitness department as a whole. After doing that for a while, I got into powerlifting with some of my coworkers. I'm a former college athlete. I played football, so that's where the strength side of that nature goes.
Yeah.
Kind of got tired of the corporate structure. They kind of bogged down creative ideas. So ended up just doing something on my own and created the team, found some locations, just kind of made it work.
Nice. You decided to take that leap and it's working out for you. Now you guys have a very interesting gym, and one that the way it's laid out is, from what I was told when I was there, it's laid out because you guys host a meet every month, right?
Yep, once a month, sometimes more than once.
So the layout, it has a very different layout than any other powerlifting gym I've been to. And I was told that it's that way so that you can move all the equipment out of the way for the meet.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Like you saw, there's one room that's completely circuit machines and cables, because the first couple times we try and move some of that equipment, it's extremely heavy and you don't want to keep renting pallet jacks and everything. The other side, it's perfect for a warm-up room, so you don't have to move anything at all. So it was just figuring out how to make the middle the most usable.
Yeah. For those who haven't been to the gym, the middle is all mostly more of what your accessory equipment, plate-loaded equipment, stuff like that. That's a little easier to move. From an equipment selection standpoint, I know most of the stuff in your plate-loaded seemed like it was a lot of hammer strength equipment, and then on your, what I would say your powerlifting side, or the area where you do warm-ups, there was seemed like a lot of Rogue and various other a lot of Rogue over that side. Is there a reason you chose the equipment that you chose, or was that because that's what you could find at the time you were putting the gym together, or what was the thought process behind the equipment?
So I'm pretty selective with the equipment that we put in the building. When it comes to powerlifting, I'm very picky about what we use, because everything has to be competition based. So the Racks Texas Strength is one of the best companies in the game. USAPL just adopted it as its like primary source of competition material. Rogue is one of the best when it comes to just shipping anything. They're like adult Legos. So power racks, the bars, the plates, anything. The platforms we built by hand, that's just Home Depot. The hammer strength, I actually was friends with a rep who worked for hammer strength at American Family Fitness. So being with him, I kind of just got to know the catalog really well, what things don't break down, what things, people walk in and they immediately know. Because I don't want people to come in and have to feel intimidated when they walk in. I want you to kind of feel like you can do whatever you want to do.
Right.
The cable machines, that was more of Life Fitness, and they're just high quality brands that you see in a lot of big box gyms. Of course, like that's what I'm moving around.
Right. Now, you had a pretty cool atmosphere there. I talked to every time I go to the gym, I try to talk to some of the members, and like for only being open 2 years, like you've got some like diehard dedicated members that love the Chaos Lab. I even met a girl at a different gym that was working out at a different gym in Richmond and was like, I'm only here because Chaos Lab's having a meet. Like, I love working out at the Chaos Lab. Like, you guys have really built an incredible atmosphere. Like,
That's funny.
are there things that you feel like you've done to help sponsor that and create that camaraderie between the members?
I try not to put in division between other gyms. Like I know Brandon of RVA Iron, I know Ken and Ray Williams of Iron Built. The weight rooms ran by Chris. Like they're all great weight rooms. They all have their unique features. I just take the feeling of this is what I wanted in Richmond. This is what I wanted people to have the experience of without having to go very far. And I wanted to make them feel like home. Like if you're very much so an outcast in your sport or your type of training, you come here and everyone supports you. Everyone wants to know what you're doing and why you're doing it. On meet day, I encourage members to come. They get a huge discount on the price of entry. I try to network as best I can to incorporate local sponsors, some of the bigger names, but it's all about just building a family. That's why our sign says "Welcome home" when you come in.
Yeah, nice. Yeah, it was like I noticed even when I was there, I was there on a Saturday, and there weren't a ton of people there Saturday afternoon. That tends to be oftentimes a downtime at a gym. But everyone that was there was like they were working together and like encouraging each other, and so you definitely had that atmosphere like dialed in. So, what's are you where you are right now? Are you happy with where you are from the standpoint of the gym? Are you guys looking to expand, grow? Will there be a second Chaos Lab? Like, what's the future for the gym?
We hit a lot of goals I didn't think we would be able to reach, like the number of members and amount of revenue, um, killing off the high debt ceiling that comes with starting a gym. I really would like to find a more permanent home that can host our meets, host our normal gym crowd without separating the two. I'm really good friends with Jason from the shop, and that's one of his biggest issues as well. So, end goal would be to get a location somewhere to like the shop, which is like 35, 40,000 square feet, and be able to have the best of both worlds. Enough parking, enough machinery for the bodybuilders, enough power bars and competitions for the competition goers for powerlifting.
Yeah, that would be awesome. Like, yeah, I've been to both of the shop gyms, and Jason does a great job up there too. And it's funny you mentioned Brandon. Brandon's a friend of ours, and it was actually I was at RVA when the girl I ran into was like, yeah, I go to Chaos Lab. But yeah, and Brandon does a great job too. But you definitely I've been to all the other gyms in Richmond, and from a powerlifting standpoint, you guys really have it dialed in, and from an atmosphere standpoint, especially. Um, having had the gym for 2 years, I'm assuming there are things that you've learned, lessons that you could impart on someone else. Is there some advice that you would give to someone that was thinking about opening a gym?
Uh, sure. Like, do your research, know your market. Don't try to copy and paste someone else. Like that method is good when it's well used. So you can copy how someone does marketing, how someone purchases equipment, how someone selects the type of people they have working for them, and all of that. But you have to have your own identity. So, like I said, for us, it's building that family, knowing exactly what the competition and market wants. A funny story is like I caused a leak on our opening day because I tried to screw in a mirror. So, like, don't do that. Don't do any new products the morning of opening day. You won't have a puddle of water when people walk into the gym.
Yeah, now you mentioned having a 40,000 square foot place per se. Just do you have any fear of being able to keep that family feel in such a big space?
Oh, of course. I mean, um, I'll keep name dropping people. CT Whitley of Power Build is someone I go to about that because he started off in a location similar size as mine. He worked up to a 22,000 square foot facility as his second spot, and then he just opened up a 48,000 square foot facility. And I always ask him, like, how does he keep his culture? Because Power Build is one of the best gyms up in Pennsylvania, and people around the world know how the culture of hard work and their togetherness is.
Yeah.
So something with that just goes into if you lead by example.
Yeah. And that's one of the things we've definitely noticed is like, if I go to a gym and I talk to the people who were there and I'm like, hey, what do you guys think about Sean? And they're like, well, who's Sean? Then
Right.
it's probably not a very good gym. If I go in and I'm like, hey, what do you guys think about Sean? And they're like, oh, Sean's great. Like, he's in here all the time. And like, he's really supportive of everybody here and he's really active in the gym. Then it's going to be a good gym.
Mm-hmm.
Like, every time I go to a gym and the owner's active and been there and a presence, like, it's just a different gym.
I agree. I love going to new gyms and new places for competitions because then it gives me more ideas for what I want to do with my stuff.
Yeah, and it's exciting. Like, it's like every gym's like a different candy store almost. So
Oh, right.
yeah, so yeah, that's exciting. Like, we really look forward to seeing what you guys do next, and if you get that 40,000 square foot place, or how big is the space now?
The space that we're currently in is 8,500.
Okay.
It's pretty big. It's good size for what we needed to do. We've definitely grown into it. We can grow into a little bit more. We're sitting at roughly 315 members. So I think we could get that to like 350, 360 before it's really like, yeah, we need a bigger spot.
Yeah. Well, it felt bigger than 8,500 square feet when I was there. So you've done a good job of maximizing the space. I thought you were going to say like 12,000 square feet, but
No, I wish.
but you've done a good job of organizing, and it feels bigger. So nice.
I like
job.
space.
Yeah, it's good. It was well used space. So you see a lot of gyms that haven't used the space well. And obviously, you did. If I thought it was much bigger than it is. So great job on that. Yeah, we look forward to seeing what comes next, and hopefully getting down there to check out the bigger gym if and when that happens. And we wish you guys lots of luck, and we appreciate you coming on.
Definitely.
All right, thank you.
No problem.
If you enjoyed this podcast, please hit the like button and subscribe to our channel for more great content.